Consumers are being hit with serious sticker shock as they prepare for kids going back to school. And one nonprofit says another increase in cost is making matters worse. 583 prescription drugs went up in price this year. The median rate, 4.5%. That's far higher than inflation. And one group is calling on drug makers to lower prices in the U.S., where we pay almost 3 times more than any other wealthy nation. But as my research found, drug pricing in America is incredibly complicated. The epinephrine injection, EpiPen for short. For those at risk of severe allergic reactions, it's a lifesaver. It's also the embodiment of corporate greed. So says the Pharmaceutical Reform Alliance, who have hired former Arizona Congressman J.D. Hayworth as their paid spokesman.
In 2007, when I left Congress, the cost of an EpiPen was $100. Fast forward to this year, the cost is $650. That is far outpacing the rate of inflation.
But New York severe allergy sufferers have been spared that high cost. Since January 1st, consumer out-of-pocket costs for EpiPens have been capped in the Empire State at $100. That's not the case across the country.
Big Pharma, in terms of its profit margin, more than twice the average profit margin of other companies on the S&P 500.
But the drug price story in America is more complicated than alleged big pharma greed.
Last year, the FTC came out with a study, actually, that was blaming, in part, pharmacy benefit managers, these middlemen, for the cost of these drugs. You say what to that?
PBMs for many businesses serve as price reducers, trying to find the best prices and the most coverage for companies that need the help.
True, but while doing so, pharmacy benefit manager middlemen make money for themselves, often driving up costs for patients in the process. For example, the PBM has a big role in controlling what you pay and what your pharmacist gets paid. The PBM develops a list of medications your insurer will cover, negotiates rebates and discounts, and pays pharmacies for the drugs you buy. Here's why their role is controversial. Let's say your pharmaceutical company charges $1 a pill for a drug. The PBM negotiates a rebate of 50 cents. The PBM keeps a portion of that rebate, let's say 20 cents for itself, and passes on the rest, 30 cents, to your insurer. And in the case of generic drugs, there's something called spread pricing. Here's how it works. Let's say the pharmaceutical company charges $1 per pill, but the PBM charges your insurer $1.20, and the PBM reimburses the pharmacy only 95 cents. That means it keeps a quarter from that drug sale for itself. And even more controversial, PBM contracts are secret, and those secret contracts all affect how much the pharmacist pays, how much your insurer pays, and ultimately how much we as consumers have to pay. I told you it's complicated. Now, I reached out to Pharma. It's the trade organization for drug companies. No one answered my email. But in the past, drug companies have blamed the high costs of development of new drugs as well as PBMs for the high cost of pharmaceuticals. The trade organization for pharmacy benefit managers, well, they blame the drug companies. The Trump administration is ordering drug companies to lower prices by September 29th. And we as consumers can do little more than wait and see. And of course, you know I'll be following it. That's your Consumer Alert.